Perry back with another Sundance Collider interview brought to you by Kia Telluride. A huge thanks to them. We love covering movies here, and they are letting us talk to the filmmakers of Abe right now. Very excited to be sitting with you guys. I have a million questions, so I'm going to jump right in here and ask you, why tell this particular story?
I think we are living in a tough world where people are divided all over. And I think it's important to bring people together, and food is an excellent vehicle for that, because every time you are in a fight and you have a cool meal with someone, it like changes your mindset. And also I think it's always hard to exist, hard to be a teenager, and in the social media world even harder. So tell the story about this kid who is struggling to find who he is, in our age, in such a complex background, was something that moved me to shine some light.
I am no stranger to the idea of food bringing people together, but I was also looking at your IMDb page, and I know you have a documentary in the works called The Flavors of Abraham, and you said coexistence through gastronomy. So can you explain for our viewers specifically what that is?
Yes, I was like, I felt it was irresponsible to do this film without researching Jerusalem and the Middle East in person. So just after I met Noah, I fly with my production designer who directed this with me. It is not ready yet, but he went through Jerusalem and talked to many owners of restaurants. We met a bakery from Palestine that was there for 300 years, his family. We went to families, we went to a interfaith meeting with Jewish and Muslim on a Finnish church. So just make sure that we can make this as authentic as possible to the audience.
Noah, did you have any interest in cooking before you signed on for this one?
I mean, I've always loved cooking, and I always thought it was cool and fun, but I mean, I feel like I've improved with cooking since I did this movie, and even preparing for the role before we started, I took little cooking classes, learning like knife skills with dicing, and even just cracking eggs and learning like what foods go well with what, and I learned a lot just about food and cooking that I could take just into the real world as a person after the movie. And I mean, I think I could say I've become a better chef because of it.
It's like a running joke on Collider that everybody knows that I don't cook anything. Like, I've made microwaved eggs before. It's a problem. Cereal's fine, but like I can't cook anything. So.
Toast?
Okay, I can use a toaster. I can use a toaster and a microwave, but the second the oven is involved, or like chopping something.
Yeah, but what if you just like chicken?
I'm afraid to cook the chicken myself.
Can I suggest
I'm gonna make
something?
myself sick
Can
if
I
I don't cook it
suggest
right.
Can I suggest something?
Yes.
Why don't him give you classes later?
I would do anything for a couple of pointers, like especially something you learned on this movie that maybe you didn't expect that really helped you.
Well, I've learned like with how to. I mean, I can't really show it because I don't have a knife, but
Okay.
how to. I learned like I was always holding a knife wrong. And if like the way I used to do it, I had like a better chance of like cutting myself and cutting a finger. And now you have to do like three like fingers like that, and then like cut it.
You want me to hold the microphone? Okay.
Like that, I think. And then like move the fingers back as you're cutting.
Interesting. The only thing I use the knives in my knife block for are opening my packages. So.
Well, I hope you'll get better.
I know. I hope. I mean, it takes a lot of time and care, and you got to put the effort into actually learning the right.
Yeah, but like a chicken, you just you put some seasoning on it, you throw it on the stove, flip it, and it's done.
I'll try it. If I give myself food poisoning, though, can I blame you?
Yes.
In the spirit of the movie, if you had to pick two different cuisines to blend together, what would you choose and why?
Oh. Well, the whole movie is like about fusion and mixing different foods and cultures together. I think for me, personally, as a person, I love Italian food, and I love like tacos and Mexican food. And I think the coolest thing would be to see like some mix between like pizza or pasta and a taco, something like in the movie, like a ramen taco.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I feel like there's a there's so much you can do with a taco and mixing other foods in a taco, and I would love to see that.
Sold. I would definitely have that. Similarly, when you go to a movie, what is your favorite concession stand item? And then if there was anything else you could introduce to the concession stand, what would it be?
Well, I mean, popcorn, obviously. No, but I don't know. I don't love popcorn. Like, I think I eat too much and then I get a stomach ache. I love M&Ms. I think those are great.
Solid choice right there.
And then if I could bring anything in, but there's already so much. What is it? Like a good, something like really fancy that like sushi or something. Something very classy.
I would be open to sushi. I've also grown obsessed with acai bowls.
Yeah, but for a movie, that doesn't go well. I need
but
to
it's
something like
also
dinner-y.
quiet eating too. Well, if you're gonna have a dinner
Or like
menu
a soup,
too,
a nice soup to like sip on while you're watching a movie.
I'm totally sold on all of this. I wouldn't mind having more options.
As a Brazilian, thank you for liking açaí.
And pronouncing it correctly too. I feel
Yes.
like I'm surprised that's still an issue.
But there's something you should be aware. This good açaí doesn't have guaraná syrup because like pretending it's something healthy, but it's full of sugar.
Yeah.
So you should sweeten with honey, bananas, other stuff.
Syrup?
Guaraná syrup.
What's that?
It's something from the Amazon.
That's totally like when you go
That's
somewhere and they're scooping the acai out of an ice cream tin rather
Yeah,
than just
that's
making it
exact.
fresh
You're
on the spot.
thinking eating healthy, but not really. So you need to check what's behind.
Wait, that's part of the acai or like?
No, they used to make it sweet because usually the acai is not sweet. So you can sweet on different ways with granola, with honey, with bananas, or agave. But usually to people buy more and be more addictive, they use this syrup that is super sweet. So you think you're eating healthy and you're not.
And you're not. Yeah, that's the
Wow.
big problem there. How do you, I guess, not even just eat healthy, but what do you have kind of in your bag as you go around Sundance too? Because you're running around doing a million interviews, you have screenings of your movies, so what do you have on you to get through the festival?
Well, first, I just had a really good trail mix, and it was very, very good. And I feel like that's a perfect, maybe not, like a Utah food, a trail. No.
I see how you're connecting the dots here. It makes
And
sense.
also, for lunch, I had an amazing lunch at this place called John and Vinny's, or it was like a pop-up, and they had amazing meatballs. So that
Ooh.
really
Okay.
got me through.
I'm into it. How about you?
Shakes. I like something you have here in US that we don't have in Brazil, which is pea milk. No, pea. Oh my God, this I'm pronouncing wrongly. Pea, right?
Pia?
Oh my God.
A
someone
different
help
kind of
me.
milk?
No.
Oh, P.
Pea. Yes.
Like P-E-A?
Yes. Cause I'm
Ah,
scared of pronouncing
pea.
this word and saying something else. So that's
We've all been there before.
Okay, this word that he said, it's a milk with chocolate, and it's really good. Sorry, it's so
I think
embarrassing.
I just processed that and why it would be problematic.
There's some words that is like we start getting nervous when you pronounce to not say the accents
Wait,
wrong.
there's such thing as pea milk?
Yes, it's
Yeah, but
amazing.
Like pea,
It's very important to write PEA.
Yeah. But it's amazing.
Never heard like almond milk, cashew
Yeah.
milk?
I've never heard
Exactly.
of that either. I'm big into the almond milk, but
Yeah,
now apparently
it's
I need
full
to
of
try pea
protein.
milk.
Oh.
I also wanted to ask you, as we were talking about before, about your background at Sundance, which I find really interesting. So this is your first feature here, first narrative feature. You were at Sundance, though, last year. So can you tell me a little bit about the journey from that experience to this?
Yes, I am also a YouTuber, and I also write for a Brazilian newspaper, Folha de São Paulo. So last year I was here to cover the festival for Folha. And I have a media outlet in Brazil for human rights called Quebrando Tabu. So I was doing content for Folha, Quebrando Tabu, and my YouTube channel. And it was an amazing opportunity not only to interview directors, to see the behind the scenes of the festival, or to see how hard journalists work. I thought only
said it.
filmmakers don't sleep, but I said that journalists, you are on the same page.
Talking to someone who's going to a midnight movie tomorrow and then getting up at 7 o'clock tomorrow morning, and I love it. Every single second of it. Is there anything from the interview circuit last year that you kind of kept in your back pocket for being interviewed for your own movie this year?
Oh, one interesting thing that I did was they have these specific times that you can talk with directors and etc. But if you just film the Q&A, it's much more spontaneous and you have the audience and nobody's thinking they're filming, so they're more natural and
Yeah.
relaxed and not wearing masks.
I hear ya. And Noah, is this your first Sundance?
It's my first Sundance, yes, but I've been to. A few years ago, I did the Sundance Labs, like the
nice.
workshop, and that was such an amazing experience. I got to meet Robert Redford. I ate lunch with him, and I got to live in a little like cabin on the mountain and be in Sundance for a month. It was
I
really
feel like
cool.
if I ever had lunch with Robert Redford, I would just sit there and kind of play with my food because I would be
Yeah,
afraid
I was
to
a
eat
little
by myself.
nervous, but I got through it.
Did anyone give you any pointers for having the best Sundance experience you could?
Well, they all told me everyone there was all like, they've been there like 20 times, and they were all like very used to it. And they all just said, they were all like, oh, have you ever been to the festival? And I'm like, no. And everyone was like, oh, you're missing out. It's a really exciting experience. So now I'm excited to see like how it all is.
Do you get to see any other movies while you're here?
I don't think so. But I mean, I'm very excited to see what I've been waiting to see for so long.
And what does it mean to you guys to have Abe showing at the festival? Because when I look at a movie like this, first of all, Sundance brings movies to an audience that might not be able to see them without the festival circuit. But Abe in particular is about someone just embracing their identity, who they are, and their passion. So in your own words, why are you excited to bring Abe to moviegoers out there?
I'm excited, especially because we got into Sundance. That's just such a, I mean, who would have expected that this movie, it's incredible, and we're so lucky, and I'm so grateful to be able to be here. I never thought I would be able to come to the actual festival, and now I'm here. So I'm very lucky and happy and excited for everything.
Oh, I think this Sundance is much more than a festival. I think it's a sacred place to incubate ideas, dreams, and give voice for people who would not be willing to tell the stories, don't have the tool to tell the stories, but also situations and people who doesn't have the opportunity to be represented on camera. The festival has a very serious mission to represent LGBTQ filmmakers and actors, women, indigenous people. So I think this is super cool. I always dream of being Sundance. Almost all my films were rejected before this. So when I got the news, I got totally happy and blown away. And especially because they put in the kids category. And when I wrote the film together with my writers, I was thinking like a live-action Pixar movie. But as we developed the story, suddenly there was a scene with marijuana, another scene with alcohol, so I kind of forget this. But once Sundance put on the kids category, I see that we made a film for the family, an opportunity for parents to bring their kids to the cinema and not only feel good, not only cry and laugh, but also has a nice conversation about tough subjects.
That was beautifully said. Thank you for sharing that, and thank you guys so much for being here. Another thank you to Kia Telluride for making these interviews happen. Guys, like and share this video, and also keep an eye out for Abe. A huge congratulations to you. We will see you soon with more Sundance interviews.
Thank you.
Thank you.